It says this meeting is being live streamed, so good day, greetings. Hello, hello, everybody. We are all in alignment, creating sacred spaces with my partner, Anita A. Myself, Cheryl V., your stress reduction gurus, coming to you live like we do every Friday and have every Friday for 244 episodes.
Oh, I like that number, 244.
Right?
There must
That's a
be something
10. It
special about
equals.
that.
I think so. I think so. Why
Mhm.
don't you take over, my friend?
Well, if you're just tuning in for the very first time, we wear these funny glasses just so that we can remind you that everything is energy. We're
Mhm.
connected to that energy,
We are.
and that includes your home environment. So we
Mm.
like to call these our Feng Shui eyes. And every Friday, we get our topic from the Personal Paradise card deck, Tara Catherine Collins. And yeah, we
What you
are
got
going to
today?
each shuffle, pull out a
Mhm.
card, we
Yep.
talk about it, and then we're going to give you a tip. Our TIPS is 20 is plenty.
Hmm. And what's your card today? Let's do it backwards.
I haven't
Oh, you
shuffled
haven't
yet.
got one yet. Oh, okay.
I'm too busy doing the thing on the thing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I will go with my card then.
Okay.
It's funny because I had four or five cards pull out, and one of them stood out to me, and that's too many cards. So I shuffled some more. Another bunch pulled out. This same card was in it. Shuffled again, two cards pulled out, and this same card was in it. So obviously today we need to talk about number 24, the stove. Now, maybe that is because we're coming into the time of year where we live here in the Northern Hemisphere in Alberta, Canada, where it's getting a little colder outside. We got some white stuff on the ground this morning. Yep, and warmer clothing. Furnace is up. Stove is being utilized a whole lot more. But it's also in feng shui considered the heart of the home, where there's a lot of qi that flows in and around it. So the condition of your stove and how much you use it is very important. And for some reason, um, I'm getting like you talked about this recently, which is true. We had stove come up recently, and I don't remember if it was on live, but it's going to be on one of our recent videos here, whether it was when we started doing Feng Shui live or if it's one of the recordings. There's something more about it today that we need to talk about, and it's not coming through to me yet unless you're getting an indicator because I can see you nodding your head. What's coming up?
Yeah. Well, I have been working on a memoir.
Hmm.
Let's call it that, a memoir, a life journey of my 90-year-old mother, and going through some recordings that she did many, many years ago, and her life growing up in the Saskatchewan prairies,
Hmm.
and everything back then, they didn't have electricity.
No.
They didn't have running water. They didn't have a forced air furnace. They had a wood stove. And the wood stove really and truly was the heart of the home
Mm.
because uh, that's where they got their warmth for the entire house.
Right.
That's where they cooked. And, it was a big deal. They had to, make sure there was some wood in there overnight so that they weren't, waking up to frozen feet or something like that. Everything was cooked on the stove. So that I think is why the stove came out today.
Well,
Just a
and with
reminder that when you have the convenience, today's convenience, and you have that electric or gas stove in your house, You don't have to, make sure you don't have to stoke it, right? I think our in our day and age of everything being convenient, that we really do take some of these things for granted,
Mm,
and that to respect those big appliances that are make our life easy, that make our life simple. Right? Could you imagine waking up, at 5 o'clock in the morning at chill and having to go outside in 20 below weather and chop some more wood because somebody forgot to bring it in the night before? And then you have to wait for the fire. And then, to boil your water or to make your coffee, or, and have babies crying in the background, and, well, like just a simple, right? I mean, we take it so much for granted. And so your grandparents, my grandparents, they all had a different time,
mm.
and that stove truly was the hub. It was what made the family, you know, come together.
On purpose too. You needed warmth, and it wasn't just our grandparents. It was
Mhm.
absolutely my parents and us to a certain degree as well, although we didn't have wood burning that I recall. But some of the things you were talking about are definitely my generation as well, and that included going out because someone forgot firewood uh, at different times for heat. So I
Yeah.
like that you talked about that. What kept coming to my mind when you were talking, Anita, was the word complacent. We
Yeah.
get very complacent in our own homes and we
Mhm.
forget that everything is energy and we're connected to everything. So you have a saying, how you care for and treat one thing is how you care for and treat everything. And what is that mirror reflection happening in your life? This week I've been working on our digital Feng Shui, new program that's coming out for you. And what kept coming back up to me is the mirror effect, not just in our digital devices, what it's mirroring, but in our everyday life. And how is your stove reflecting, or what is it reflecting that's going on in your personal life right now? Is it
And I
reflecting a
also
little bit
think
of
it might
chaos?
be, I think that the stove is like a symbolic, right, of
Hmm.
those generations. And that might be coming up today as well as a little reminder to say, where is the hub in your home?
Mm,
Where is the place
yeah.
that, you gather? Where are you being nurtured? And again, it's looking through your feng shui eyes and saying, what is it that I can do to nurture my body, right? Because the stove is all about preparing food and
Absolutely.
again, keeping you warm.
Hmm.
So what would be our tip then, Cheryl, for the stove card?
Well, for myself personally, it's a reflection, it's a reminder to look at the stove, the use of the stove, the care of the stove, cleaning the stove, ensuring, and right on this card of Tara Catherine Collins, turning on all the burners. But maybe pulling that stove out. Is it being cared for 360 degrees? Is that a reflection? Are we caring for ourselves 360 degrees, or is it just front facing? That's what's coming to mind for
Oh,
me.
I like that, or front facing.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And which card came up for you, my friend?
Well, interesting. Number 6,
Lighting.
lighting. Uh, so again, that has to do with our, that warmth, that, how does it make us feel? And lighting in the home is so important,
Absolutely.
especially this time of year, again, in the Northern Hemisphere,
Hmm.
as our days are getting shorter and we're having to use the lights more and more. This is it's a great card, a great reminder to take inventory
Mm.
of your lights. in every room of the home. Because number one, you want to make sure that everything is functioning properly. How you respect, care for, and value anything is how you respect, care for, and value everything, including yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going into the bathroom to, do your hair or something, and there's 3 burnt out light bulbs, how is that valuing yourself,
Yes.
right? Again, there's that mirror thing that you just talked about, Cheryl. Um, and then uplighting is so important in the active rooms. When we have these, darker days, you want to make sure that you've got some uplighting, maybe a little bit brighter. And again, when we were kids, there was only one kind of light bulb. Now you can get
Yes.
daylight, bright light, soft light, white light. I'm sure there's more. But again, how does it make you feel? That's
Mm-hmm.
the most important thing. How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel sad? Is that room gloomy and doomy and right? So the days are just going to make it more cloudy? Or do you need to put in a little bit of fire, a little bit of energy in there?
Mm-hmm. I think with the lighting as well. So this week we had some opportunity for Aurora Borealis viewing, and nature is a fantastic reminder of how color and light impacts us. So on, I think it was the 11th, that's about right. The Aurora Borealis in our area was absolutely spectacular with the reds and the greens against the sky, and they were dancing. And I missed seeing the Aurora Borealis. I haven't personally seen it in decades. And I grew up in northern Saskatchewan. We used to see it all the time. So I went out on the 12th, drove out north of Sylvan Lake towards where a friend of mine lives in Rimbey, messaged her, are they dancing? Are they dancing? Because she had some fantastic pictures from the night before, Sandra. And sat out in my vehicle. And 2 things came to mind sitting out in the dark. And I want to bring this up because we're talking about lighting. One, we are so programmed to be fearful of the dark. It's ridiculous. I am sitting out. I'm on a highway. There is nobody around for miles. I'm parked safely, watching the sky, and yet my body was on alert. I'm sitting in a locked vehicle. It was like, this is ridiculous, and I became very aware of it. So I got out of my vehicle and just looked at the majesty above me and thought, I am perfectly safe right here, right now, in the pitch black. But I was waiting that entire time for the light and waiting and waiting and waiting instead of enjoying those moments. So I
Mm.
want to go back to the lighting because it was the majesty from the night before that drew me out there to have that awareness. And maybe this video is helping spark that awareness, what Anita had just mentioned about if you've got lights burnt out in your home, how are you feeling? How are you feeling about that situation? During the winter, it's very dark around here, especially at night. You're plugging in vehicles outside. What is your lighting like outside? Do you feel safe
Mhm.
coming into your own home? And there's a lot of programming that we've been taught.
Mhm.
And the premises in Feng Shui, safety and security, are the first 2 pillars that we work with. So take a look at your lighting, especially outside, as well as in your house, of course, where you're feeling a little bit more safe and secure. And what is that reflecting? Where is the lighting coming from? I know I went off on a little bit of a tangent, but it kind of brought into mind what is the purpose of the lighting?
Mhm. Yeah, I like it. And that reminded me a year ago, almost, less a few weeks or more. Um, my mom and I were in Maui,
Mm-hmm.
and when it gets dark, it is dark
Dark.
because they don't have the because the Hawaiian Islands sit out there in the ocean,
Yeah.
they don't have the pollution and and the sky. I mean, you can see the stars. It's one of the best
Mhm.
places to watch the stars. It's incredible, but it gets so dark. It was just it's so weird because here, I mean, I could go sometimes, you can go on that drive or
Mhm.
whatever, and it can be dark, but you still have some visibility. You could still
Yeah.
see the tree line. If something moved in the bush, you might be able to see it. You
Mhm.
still could see, the farmer's field, right? Without any street lights or anything like that, just because of the reflection that we're getting in that atmosphere.
Mhm.
But there in Hawaii, it is black. And then you see, the dancing of the stars.
Right.
Um, so yeah, anyways, kind of interesting how lighting, and like you're right, how does it make you feel?
Yeah.
Always go back to that. How am I feeling in this space? How do I feel outside? And I
Mhm.
love that, today's tip for that, the 20 is plenty, is take 20 minutes today and do a lighting inventory
Perfect.
inside and out. Maybe it's the light inside your stove
Mm.
that needs, and
Maybe.
again, those little things that we put off and we
Mhm.
become complacent in our own homes. But remember, you're worth it. And it's important. Your nervous system responds to all of that. Okay, I
Absolutely.
see
And
you're
if it's
getting a book out. So,
yeah, and if
mhm,
if it's frustrating, that's the energy you're attracting back. So that's what I meant when I said earlier, we're connected to everything. Everything. So you can be out in the middle of the field watching the Aurora Borealis. And if your body is tense and you're nervous because you're in fear, how are you enjoying that?
mhm. And
Okay.
you're gonna, like you say, you're gonna attract that, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, we always talk about numerology. For those of you joining us the first time, thank you, or watching the replay. We refer to the Double Digitology book by Marilyn Harper Joy Roby. And well, it was pretty easy today because I had card 24 and you had card 6, totaling a 30, which is the 3. So let's see what Adironda has to say about the 3. The 3 is about acknowledging the eagerness that the 3 has to look for others like themselves so they get in balance. It's about optimism, kindness, and a genuine desire to be of service. The 3 is about the energy of always seeing the glass as full, whether it is or not. Always seeking the answers or fullness, wholeness. And the 3, sharing knowledge, yet sometimes may need to be careful of delivery style. Well, we try and deliver our information with a little bit of fun and some seriousness. How would you
Mm-hmm.
like to wrap up this episode, my friend?
Well, I love that number 3 card too, because it's a catalyst. It's
Mhm.
it's a catalyst and it reminds us of our mind, body, spirit connection. And I think we talked about that beautifully today. How are you feeling? How does that make you feel? Right? Because that's all connected
Mhm.
energetically. We'd love for you to subscribe to our channel, share it out. If you think someone else needs to hear this information, leave us a comment. We love that.
Absolutely.
We even love hearts. If you
Yes,
could
we
do some
do.
of that. Check out some of our other offerings. And as Cheryl said, she's working on a Feng Shui for digital declutter. Um, segment that we're going to be rolling out here soon. So keep an eye for that. And until next week, we are all in alignment, creating sacred spaces. Your feng shui gurus here.
Have a great week.